I've got Sandeep Bharadwaj with me right now, CEO and Head Equity Strategy at Tower Capital and Security. Sandeep, good morning. Good to have you with us here on the show. Prashant here, I know you got a view on Hero Honda, so let me get that out of the way. After yesterday's big pop, what's the call?
Hi, morning Prashant, morning Ira. We maintain a view that every rise should be taken as an opportunity to exit the stock, because there are a lot of headwinds in the path of Hero Honda in the next 1 or 2 years. And the biggest risk we believe is the R&D, the lack of our current R&D facilities. And we've seen that what happened to TVS Suzuki and Bajaj Kawasaki. It takes up to 3 to 4 years to build up an R&D which is a force to reckon with, and there are a lot of risks involved with that. So so far Hero Honda has been a pure manufacturing play, and moving to product innovation is a big challenge. And the second aspect is, if the exports are allowed, they're competing with the same companies that they're competing with in the home turf. So the environment remains the same, and it will be quite challenging in our aspect. And the technological upgrade from Honda, we believe that the technology will always be inferior to their own products, because they are present in the same market. So it remains to be seen, and because of this uncertainty, we think that there are other alternatives to invest your money in.
Ispat Industries and JSW, Sandeep, what do you make of the deal?
Prashant, I haven't gone into the details of the deal so far, because it hasn't been formally announced until the time I came to the studio, so I haven't seen the recent developments. We'd be in a better position to assess after we know all the details of this deal.
Okay, details of the deal should be out either from the Ispat side or the JSW side in just a bit. But we got the price now, just under 20 odd rupees or so. And they're likely to end up with about 67% or so. Post the open offer in Ispat, and JSW will be the promoter of the company after this transaction gets completed. 100 points on the Sensex, Nifty 31 points, 5978 in terms of where the indices are trading as of now. As we head into 2011, Sandeep, a lot of the strategy notes, etc., which get put out at this time of the year seem to indicate that it's going to be a flat kind of a year by Indian standards. 10-15% isn't considered much in the Indian context. So do you agree with that? That, and also just talk about which way the bias is going to be because of what has happened over the last couple of weeks or so. These scams after scams have largely sort of influenced the way mid to small cap space gets viewed. Will we have a clear bias towards large caps as we head into 2011? Is that effect going to linger on?
Prashant, what we are sensing and what we have gathered, the information and the opinion of investors across the board, nobody is really looking at corporate earnings right now. Everybody is looking at India as a country as a whole, So the situation is very grim out there. People agree to one fact, that there is a total lack of accountability in the government. And after all, our markets is the derivative of the market and governance. Our constitution states that it is the collective responsibility of our cabinet for all the decisions taken by the government. And lately we have seen the total violation of our constitution. So isolating individuals and holding them responsible is like shirking responsibility and accountability. So it creates a very uncertain environment within the marketplace. And the only consistent aspect of the present governance has been a constant revoking and reversal of decisions taken in the past. So you have corporates investing billions of dollars in projects, only to find out maybe 1, 2, or 3 or 4 years later that their investment has gone up in smoke because somebody in the government didn't do the job. And it's not the fault of the corporates, and they should not be penalized for the misdeeds done by somebody out there. So given these circumstances, it is very difficult to imagine that the markets will go up. Lately, what we have seen is that India enjoyed a premium to all the emerging markets. And in the last few weeks, this premium, there's been a constant erosion of that premium. And there is a strong possibility that this premium can actually end up being a discount to the markets, because the foreigners have the option of investing in markets where there is no evidence of corruption at every level in any government. So this kind of uncertainty, market doesn't like it. And one more aspect which I would like to talk about, Prashant, is what we have seen is the policy making, recent policy making, which can have serious impact on the economic growth in the years to come. And one example is, I'll just give you an example of, in Banaras Hindu University, a student was denied admission after securing 150 marks. And another student was given admission after scoring negative marks because he qualified under the reservation quota. Now, this same reservation quota is being talked about in the government to be introduced in the private sector. These kind of short-term populist policies, they serve a very specific interest, but it is very disastrous in the long term for the country as a whole. So this is a real threat and a potential threat to the economic growth in our country. And one more thing is that these policies are the result of the previous policies taken in the past. And in this present situation, we don't know what to believe and who to believe. There has been a loss of credibility and faith in the system. And the only option left is to believe the foreign media, which always pursues their own national interests. So here we have a case in our own country where all interests are being pursued except national interests. So it is very difficult to focus on the markets, on the earnings, and have a view for the next year.
That's true, Sandeep, point taken there. But if you do have to sort of strategize in this market, and I'm supposing a lot of money managers would have to do something with the market right now, how would you sort of place your bets? Would your bias be on the short side at the index level? And if you had to sort of go stock down, sector down, what would catch your interest?
I would be underweight the market right now. Long defenses, be it pharma, that's the one space I look at it. IT is a bit overhyped, so I'm not sure about that. Valuations are very overstretched. Banking looks like there's a severe chance of the whole sector breaking down dramatically. The headwinds are very strong in that. And the whole market as a whole, as I said, my bias is towards the short side and defensive, and it's a wait and watch attitude. I would wait for things to unfold and some clarity to emerge, both from the policy making and the governance side of the government before we take a plunge into the markets.
Would the budget then be sort of the determinant, the point at which you would decide one way or another, Sandeep?
Budget is a bit far away, but yes, it will be very interesting to note what kind of policies we'll come out with. A year or two before, I formed an opinion that we are almost becoming a matured economy in terms of policy making. So budgets will be a non-event, and that we have seen, like last 2 years, budgets have been a non-event. But looking at the scenario now, I'm not so sure. So I would be very apprehensive, and we'll wait for the decisions and what kind of policies come out in the budget, because we've seen, look at the urea policy. The finance ministry wants it, the government wants it, but the agriculture minister, because of elections in Tamil Nadu, he has openly said that he will not let it through. So, and there you have this country facing a huge shortage of fertilizers. We are paying more than about 45,000 crores, like $10–12 billion a year is being paid to international fertilizer companies because we cannot manufacture our own because of lack of policy. So every time, every day, every hour, every week is costing this government a lot of money. So we will wait, and I think it will be a big event, and we look forward to it.
All right, Sandeep, we'll chat with you more closer to the time, but like you said, it's a lot about whether they actually get some reforms, some serious reforms going on the ground.